Okay, greetings. This is Edodo Jumbo. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can generate Blender video strips using Python. Before we get started, quick reminder that every day I host a live stream. You visit ojambo.com, then you go to the watch menu, the live sub menu. You can see this current live stream is called Generate Blender VSE Video Strip using Python script. The channel it's going to be on and the date and time, and then you can see these are the post-dated topics for future live streams with the channel they're going to be on and the date and time. And for each of those articles, you're going to see there'll be a snippet at the top of each article to tell you the day of the stream, the time, and it's always going to be Eastern time. You can ask questions related to programming topics, and where you can ask those questions or requests. You click on this link here for the channel, and then you can log in and you can post your requests or questions there. Also, if you don't want to do that, you can simply watch the embedded video. I'll show you that below when we scroll down to this article. Be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. So Blender is a 3D creation software tool. It's cross-platform for Mac OS, Windows, and Linux, and other POS type systems. That's Linux or BSD type systems, Unix type systems. It's written in C++ and Python. Python is usually used for to extend it, and also obviously scripting, and that's what we're going to do today. Okay, so Blender also comes with a built-in video sequence editor. That's VSE. That's what I use to edit my videos. The video strip can also be used to display the inserted video. The focus of this tutorial, obviously, as I said, we're going to use the Blender Python API to create a custom script that generates a video strip for the VSE. And I've done tutorials before where you can also render out the video sequence editor. We'll probably do that today as well. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to remove the default object. The default object at the time of this recording is a default cube. There's some cameras. We don't need all that. We can remove all of them because we're just using the VSE today. Then you can add an image strip or a text strip as a first channel. And then we'll create a video strip. So obviously the video has already been recorded. We can just slap it onto the second channel, and then you can tweak the render settings and then create the Blender file. Okay, so if you don't understand the Blender Python API, don't worry. This is going to be a pretty easy tutorial. So if you don't know what an API is, you can read up here in the glossary. It's an application programming interface. If you don't know what a UI is, that's usually called GUI as well. That's a user interface. And then I will explain all this, the Blender editors, areas, and workspaces when we actually create the file. Okay, so to follow along with this tutorial, you're going to need some type of a text editor. You can use the command line. That's any text editor is fine. That obviously has at least Python syntax. So I've reviewed two IDEs recently. One was the Apache NetBeans IDE. Another one was the Guinea as a Python lightweight IDE. Of course, I know we're going to run this on a command line as well. So if it's going to be on a remote server, you can use Secure Shell Client. So there are many. There are different clients. An example here is OpenSSH, and shell access just means the command line or the terminal. So you just drop down the terminal. Okay, so with that, these are some of the screenshots you see here. This is a screenshot of Blender with the default, the default cube is gone, the camera and all that, those are removed. And this is the Blender scripting workspace. This is basically the code that actually removes you see here, the layout. It removes the default cubes and it adds the text layout and the video here. And then this is the video sequence editor or workspace. As you can see here, you see the first thing here is the text strip, and then this is the video. As you can see, it's a video here. If you could also, the video obviously could also have audio. This one obviously doesn't have audio. And then this, remember in the beginning when I said for the live stream, so this is the video for the live stream. So you can play it, and this is live right now. And this is actual video. As you can see, as you saw, a quick snippet there. So Blender, you get Blender from the Blender project. This is there. So the current version, the time of this recording is 4.4. But you see, you can quickly go and download it here. And Python, obviously you get Python from the python.org, and this is Python here. You can also download this, and the latest version at time of this recording is 3.13.3. So Blender is open source. It's released under the GNU Public License version 2. It's a copyleft license. Python is licensed under the Python Software Foundation license, which is a permissive license. I finally completed the first part of my license tutorials, so that will be upcoming in about 7 days or so. So I'll go into further the different type of licenses, and it's going to be multi-part. So what I'll do is I'm going to take one of these licenses, a permissive license, and I'll explain it. So that's an upcoming tutorial, and I explain why I use open source licenses as well. So with that out of the way, let's actually get started here. So I'm going to minimize this web browser, and you see here's the folder that I have here, and you can see here I have this video, which this was for the cube animation, this one here. And so I'm going to use this video. So you can see here, it's an actual video. You can see the cube fire animation. You see it's about, I can't remember. Let me see how big this video is. It's 30 frames. Oh, it's 5 seconds. So it's a 5-second video. That's fine. And if I wanted to add audio, obviously I have this cube fire animation. This was the one that actually controlled the video, so I can use that one. And then what else is here? I can also put images if I wanted. The WebP images, I can put that on the video sequence editor. So with that out of the way, so what I need to do is I need to create. I'm going to drop to the command line here. Okay, and let me clear this. Oops. Okay, and I'll clear this bigger so you guys can see what's going on. Why is this not working? Okay, so that out of the way. Okay, there we go. So this is in this folder here. So what I'll do is I'll create a file. I'll call it video VSE dot. No, I just call it VSE because VSE video.py. Okay, then I'll open this up I can open this up in a text editor. You know, I think I'll use Guinea today. VSE. Okay, so I think I should be able to zoom in here. Yeah, there we go. Zoom in. So it's video.py. I cannot even run it here, but that's not so important. So you should be able to see this. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is you always need to import the Blender Python module. So that's how you import it. Zoom in here a little bit more. Okay, and next I need to import the OS and also import the subs process. And I'll explain why I need to do this later. Okay, so the first thing is we want to remove all objects. So remove the default objects. So this is how you comment in Python. Okay, so objects, then I'll just say Python object data objects objects. Okay, then I'll use a for loop, JNOBJS. And with Python, as you can see, it because I'm using Guinea, it auto indents for me. So then what I do is obs dot remove obj do and link equals true. So that's how. So this for loop will you grab all the objects. That's the default cube. There's a camera and a light. So those three objects, you remove them because we don't need them. We're just using the VSE. Then what I need to do is, because I need to get the relative file path. So I'll set the file path. I need to do this because of the I need to do this because of the for the video sequence editor, because the video. If I use the absolute path, it'll be fine, but I'm using relative path. So this is a way to. That's why I had to import the OS and sub process. And then of course we can set the frame rate. So this will be frame rate. So just make a variable FPS. I set it to 30. If you remember that video that I opened up, it was 30 frames per second. So if I set the frame rate to the same, what will happen is the video will render faster. For example, if I change this to 60 or 30, say 24 or something, then the video would have to be processed again, so it will slow it down. So I want it to be as fast as possible. So I set the same frame rate as the video. Then I'm going to generate a text strip here. Generate VSE text strip. So the T frames, this is how long the video strip should be. So what I do is I take the frame rate, which is 30, and so let's say I want this to be 2 seconds. So I take the FPS and I multiply it by 2. So this is going to be now 60 frames or 2 seconds. And then the text strip, I create a variable for it. Then I use the Blender Python module, and I get the context screen.sequence editor, then sequence, I hope I spelled that right. We spell sequences dot new effect. Okay. Now inside here, what I'll do is I'll give it a name. So I'll just make up a name. I'll call it first text strip. And the type, it's obviously text, simple enough. And then the channel I want it to be on, I'll put it on channel 2. And then the frame start, obviously it's going to start at 1. And the frame end equals T frames. I could have simply put 60 here. So one thing I gotta let you know is that oops, this is wrong, this should be a comma, is that even though it starts at frame 1 and ends at frame 60, is that it's actually going to be 60 frames. It's actually 00 to 59 or 60 frames. So just be aware of that. So then after that, our text strip, we need to give it some text. So we say ojambo.com, and we're going to give that text strip a color. So the color has to be in radians. So make 525 0.33 933 0.525 and 1.0. So this is alpha numeric. So this is the equivalent of RGBA. So for this, this is alpha, meaning it will be transparent, and all of this. So if you don't know what radians are, it's essentially if you do the RGB, it's 255. So so if I want the regular RGB, I just need to divide it by 255 to get the radians. Radians only go up to 1. And then we have the font size. So I'm going to set this to 120. And I'm going to set it to use a box. Set that to true. Underscore there. And then I also need a box color. So again, radians 0.2, 0.2. You guys should know what color this is. It's like a dark, very dark gray color. And you see this one has alpha transparency. It's about 50%. And then I will give it a margin. So box margin. So that's 0.02. Again, it's always in radians. And then the roundness, you do the same thing. Round, hope I spelled that right. Roundness equals 0.29. Okay, next we will do the video strip. So I'll get the video file equals file path. File path, as I said, remember it's the it's relative to where this Python file is. So slash video. Let me make sure I get this video properly. So this is the one we want to use. So I'll copy this. Make sure I spell it right. Okay. Then I need to calculate the seconds, because that's why I also imported this sub process, because I don't know how long. I mean, I know how long this is. It's 5 seconds, but if you don't know what it is, you can use FFmpeg. So there's FF probe. You get the streams, because remember there will be 2 streams. One will be the video stream and the audio stream. So we get the first stream, that's the 0 here, and we get the duration of the default, and then we print it out because I don't need to print all the other stuff. And then the video file, that's the first variable created in Python, and you see it's in shell, and we decode. That's how you do it. So this video file here, this is the path. So this will tell me the number of seconds. As I said, you can also hard code it, but remember we're scripting. So then the frames equals FPS. Remember it's always 30 frames per second times. So because the seconds is going to come back as an integer, we need to convert it to a float and seconds. Yeah, because so let's say my FPS is 30, and this, so the reason I convert to a float, because the video might be, say, 5.1 seconds, right? So that's why I'm doing this. So whatever that seconds is, then we'll get the V frames, the video frames. So it's T frames. So this is where it starts. T frames. Remember, this was 60 frames, so it's going to start at frame 60 plus frames. So that's how long it's going to be. That's where it's going to start, and then that's how long it's going to be. So now we create our video strip. bpy.context.scene.sequence editor .sequences new movie. It's not an effect, it's a movie. So if we go back up here to the text one, you see the text is actually an effect. But this one for the movie, it's actually a movie. It's not an effect. So, but everything else is similar. So this will have a name. So I'm going to call it first video strip. And then I'll give it the file path. So it will be the video file because it's relative. So that will give me like an absolute path. So we'll put it in here. And then the channel I want it to be on. So I'm setting the channel to 3. The reason I'm doing this is because normally I would put the audio on the first one. And then frame start equals T frames. Remember, this should be 60. So you can hard code it, but the reason I'm doing it this way is because I can use any video strip. For example, I can replace this with another video strip, and I can change this to something else. So then that way, I won't have to hard code these things. It will automatically set them without me doing anything. So with that out of the way, so that's now this is the end of our. So this would now work. However, what I want to do is I want to set the render settings as well. So this is, I think I'll just copy this one here, and I'll just explain it because the time is, I don't want this to take too long. So I'll just copy and paste this, and I'll explain it. So we set the resolution, the render resolution to 1920 by 1080. We set the percentage to 100%, so it's going to render out really 1920 by 1080, full HD. And then the FPS, we set it to 30. So this one here, I can actually, instead of hard coding it, I can use this one here, FPS. I think I'll set it to FPS. I'll change that. And then you see here where I want to set the render path. So when you put a // that means it's relative to where the blend file, or in this case the Python file is. So to render, this will be the video prefix in the same same folder or same path where the file is. And then you see the render format. I set to MP4, and the codec is H.264. The audio codec is set to AAC, and the audio channels are stereo, and the constant rate factor FFmpeg. So this should be FFmpeg here. Oh yeah, so it's set to FFmpeg by default when you do this, and then the constant rate factor is set to medium, and the preset is set to real time. And then we can send the Blender file. So to save the Blender file for us. Okay, so I want to let you know that one of the reasons I put this on channel 3, and I think this should actually be on, so if this had an audio, I think I would actually have to put it on channel 4. I've put it on channel 4 because, well, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter because there's nothing, if this had audio, the audio would be on channel 2. Or if the audio, sometimes it comes out flipped the wrong way, the audio will be on channel 3, so it won't matter. So with this out of the way, we can actually run this. For example, here in Guinea, I can just build and run here, but I'm going to do it on the command line. So there's also a terminal here as well. I know there's a terminal here, not crazy. Oh, maybe it's not. Okay, I was right. So there is a terminal, so I can run it in a terminal here. But as I promised, this is going to be a command line thing, so I'm going to run it here on the the terminal. So what you type is you type Blender -B for background. So if you don't know, if you don't forget that, you can just skip the manual. So man Blender, man Blender, and this is the manual for Blender. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. You can see some of the flags here for the command line. You see B -B is for the background, or you can type -- background. And then we're looking for, you see, you can render the output here. You can change this end frame, jump frame. The one I'm looking for is actually, and this is for auto playback. Here, actually, it's capital P. I don't know where. Python. See, Python. You can auto execute, disable. You see, -P, capital P. That is the Python file. So that's what we're going to run here. So just type Blender -B for background, then capital P -P, and then the Blender file. Sorry, the Python file. What is the name of? See, it's VSE.py. So if I now run this, you see it's gonna. Oh, it says there's a problem. I forgot to put a comma here. So let's take care of that. What line number did it say? Line 19. So if we go to line 19, yeah, I forgot to put a comma. I also forgot to put a comma here, so I might as well do that. And let's make sure comma. Yeah, so these ones all have comma, so those ones are fine. So let's go back here and run that again. Yep. It says has no sequence editor object, has no attribute sequences, new movie. Oh, did I spell that wrong? I think I spelled that wrong. So okay, let's go and figure out what I did wrong there. What line number was that one? Line 38. Okay, so let's go to line 38. So it's BPY, context, scene, sequence, editor, sequences, new movie. That should be correct. Oh, this should be dot. Yeah, little mistakes like that. One more time. Hopefully this is the third time's the charm. Yeah, so you see it actually saved the blend file. Now, before I open up this blend file, I'm going to open up Blender before I open up that file and just show you the default stuff. So you see by default, Blender has these objects. There's a camera, this guy here. There's a light. This is the light. And then this is the cube. So those three things will be deleted. And then if we go to the default settings, we go to the render settings. Where the output settings, you see here, by default it's 1920 by 1080, it's 100%, so that's fine. You see the default, at this time of this recording, the default FPS is 24. So remember we're setting that to 30. And then here, the output by default goes to the temp folder. And then you see here, the file format is PNG, the color is RGBA, and obviously there's no audio and everything like that. So these are the type of things that we do change. And here you have to click this plus sign, then you go to video editing, and then video editing again. So this is the video sequence editor. You can see there's nothing here. And this is the scripting tag. There should be a scripting. There's nothing here as well. So I'm going to close this. I'm not going to save it. I'm going to see this VSE blend file that was created. So I'm going to click on that. And Blender is opening again. You see now, you see here under the collection, there's nothing. There's no cube, there's no camera, there's no light. And then if we go to the render output settings, you see it's still 1920 by 1080, it's 100%. Now you see the FPS is 30%, 30 FPS. You can see the output has changed. It's no longer the temp folder. It's in this video relative to where this blend file is. And then if we see here, I made a little mistake here because I forgot to put the file format, but the file format should actually be FFmpeg. So I'll fix that. I'll create it again when you render this again. And then if we go to, oh, you know what? I'll show you how to fix this and add it to the Python file. So if we go to our video editing screen now, you see here, guess what? It put my text or jumbo.com here. You see it show up here, and it goes up to 60 or 2 seconds, which will be here. So if we go all the way here, if I click this strip, you can see the color here and the what else did I put here? I want to see the length of this thing. Why does it not show me the length? Oh, it's time. So you click time here, and you can see it goes from 1 to 59. So basically it ends at 60 frames. Remember, that's what I wanted to end, so it ends at 50 frames. Now if you go to the color, I want to show you, see the box, use box is checked, and then the color. So this is the color here, the RGB, it's 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. So as I said, this is the hex. So it's 33, 33, 33, and 73 is the conversion. And then we go to, there's no outline, there's no shadow. If we go to the color, you can see the color is also RGB. It's zero. These are the, and that's the hex code for that. And then also you see the size is set to 120. So remember we said that you can also change the fonts if you want, but I just left it as default. Now if we go to our video, you can see our video is actually, the video is actually there. Now if there was an audio, the audio would either be on the top or be on the bottom, but I said this is fine because I deliberately did like this. So it starts right there, and I could also add a transition if I wanted. So maybe that's for a future tutorial. So with that out of the way, I want to show you how to, let's go to the scripting tab, and you see here when we changed back to the output here, you see if I want to change this, because I'm here, it should the info, watch this info thing, you see what will happen. So for example, if I click on which one, you see the file format, I'm going to change it to FFmpeg, and look what happened here. You see this line here? So I'm going to copy this, and then I will go back to our Python, this file here, open with Guinea, and then I will add this right here. I'll zoom in so you guys can see better. So you see this part here, this was, I forgot to add this. It says by context, whatever, render image file format is set to FFmpeg. So so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quit this. I'm going to exit Blender. Don't save. And I'm going to delete this blend file and create another one. So it's done. I'm going to open up this file. Now this should be, if we go, it's open up. Now if we go to the output here, you see it's set to FFmpeg video, and you see we can go to the encoding. You see it's the container is MP4, the video codec is H.264, and you see the audio is set to AAC, and you see the real-time median quality and all that. So you can change all these values. I just showed you how to do that. All right, and then obviously we go to our video editing here, and everything is still the same, as you can see here. So you can easily render this out. Just go render and render animation. That's a simple thing to do. Or you can, I said, you can also do it with Blender. You can use Python. I've done that in a previous tutorial. So I want to show you another way to, if you don't want to do this on the command line, you can just simply open up Blender. So when Blender opens up, I'll show you what you can do. Even with all this stuff here, you see the default cube, the camera, and the light here. So what you do is you go to the scripting tab, and then I'm going to open up this file in Guinea, and I'm going to copy everything here, and then I'm going to paste it. I click new here, and then I can paste it in here. I don't need to save a file, but so I'll just actually I could if yeah, you know what, I'm going to delete this file, and here to see if what will happen here. So if I click the run button now, so it wasn't able to create the last part here, but it should have oh, it's not able to do this part. So it wasn't able to run this, but you see it did delete the default cube and all of that. I don't think since it ended here, I don't think it actually changed the output stuff. Let's go check. I don't think it got here. Yeah, it didn't get here. So this is because it doesn't understand this part here. So I guess it's better to run this on a command line. But you could also, if I took some of this stuff out, it would probably be able to run them. So I guess it's better on the command line. So I'm gonna delete that. Now I'm going to delete this as well. So I'll go back to the command line. I'm going to make the blend file. So the blend file has been created. I can also output this video. Blender -B, that means background again. So I'll take the video VSE blend, and then I'll A to render it out. So let's so this is what should be about 10 seconds. So I think we should be enough time to wait. So 60 seconds will be the text part, and then we have 6 times 5 is, so no, 30 times 5, so that's 150. So 150 plus 60, about 210 or 220 frames. Okay, I was wrong, 250. Okay, so you see it created this video file as well. So let's play this video file. So remember, we should have the should be 10. So so this video, if we go to the properties, and you can see it's 1920 by 1020. It's H64, 30 frames per second. The codec here for the audio, and how long is this? I thought it puts the length. Oh, 8 seconds. 8 seconds. Because remember, the video is probably around 5 something, so I guess that rounded up, and then plus the 2 seconds for the text part. So let's play this video. As you can see, that's the text, and then this is the video for the video frame. Okay, so that's weird. It felt like, let me open up this blend file. I don't know why. Did I make a mistake there? I want to go to the VSE and see what's going on there. Oh yeah, okay, I made one mistake. What I should have done is I should have clipped this at, I should have set the frame, the end frame, you see it's set to 250. That's why it took so long, my math was off. So I should have made it end right here. So let me change that. I will set it to, where's the time here? It's 150. So no, so that it should end at 210. So I was right. It should end at 210. So you can change that. You can simply say 210 here, and you can also do the same thing in the video. So let's actually do that. So if we go back to the scripting, we don't have to go to scripting. We can stay at the video here, and we change this one to info. And watch what will happen. So if I go here, we see where it says 250. If I change this to 210, 210, and you see here it says frame end is 210. So I'm going to copy this, open up our Guinea file again, I mean the Python file, and then somewhere here I can just set it to maybe even here. See, I put frame end is 210. So now if I render this out, it should be much faster. So I'm gonna don't save, and I'm gonna delete this 2 files. So the first thing I'll do is, okay, so I created the blend file, and then now I'm gonna render it out again. So this should end at 210, which should be 7 seconds. Yeah, 7 times 30 is 210. So this should end at exactly 210 frames. Yeah, 210. Now if I play this video, it should be perfect. And if I can prove it, if I go to properties, and you can see it's 7 seconds, so that's correct. All right, so that's the end of that. So let's go back and finish up this tutorial. So this article is available on ojambo.com. Quick reminder that I do a live stream every single day. You visit ojambo.com, you go to the watch menu, then the live sub menu. You can see this current tutorial is called Generate Blender VSE Video Strip using Python script. The channel it's going to be on, and the date and time, and these are the post-dated topics for future live streams. Be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. If you enjoyed this, consider supporting me. You can purchase one of my WordPress plugins at ojambo.com. You can enroll in my programming courses at ojamboshop.com. You can buy my programming books on Amazon. Search for Edward Ojambo. Links in the description. You can hire me for your programming and app developer needs at ojamboservices.com. You can also become a donor at ojambo.com/donate. The donate button is also up here in the fixed header. And that's it for this tutorial. I'm checking the chat. There's no chat request, so I'm going to end this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.